Hillary Clinton has been downplaying the significance of the ongoing criminal investigation by the FBI of her, and she's been calling it a security review. Now, those of us fellow liberals, we're not supposed to talk about this because apparently it's a right-wing conspiracy that she's being investigated by the FBI. It's just a security review. But James Comey has commented on this, and he decided to give Hillary Clinton, as well as her supporters, a reality check. So when asked whether or not it is a security review, he states, "I don't know what that means. We're conducting an investigation. That's the Bureau's business. That's what we do. Investigation. It's in our name. And I'm not familiar with the term security inquiry." Do I even have to say it? No shit, Sherlock. But when you're a Hillary Clinton supporter and you love Hillary Clinton and you will lend your support to her unconditionally, the cognitive dissonance is going to be strong when you realize that she's being investigated by the FBI, and yes, it is a criminal investigation, but the mental hoops that you'll jump through to justify this fake truth in your mind that Hillary Clinton is innocent or that she's not being criminally investigated, it's amazing. Now, he also talked about the state of the investigation, and he said this: "I don't tether to any particular external deadline. Look, I understand the interest in this particular investigation, and so I do feel pressure to do it well and promptly. As between the two, I will always choose well." So he's saying that he does feel pressure to hurry up and speed it up, which he should speed it up. But again, he wants to be thorough. He wants to make sure that he does it well, as he stated. And look, the longer that he waits, the higher the probability that Hillary Clinton will be indicted during the general, which would be a disaster. It would be absolutely devastating. She might as well just hand the election or the presidency to Donald Trump. So that's why it needs to happen before the nomination process is wrapped up, because we have a fallback option. Bernie Sanders. In the general election, the Democratic Party has no fallback option. You cannot become president if the FBI recommends that you become indicted. That's not the way things work. It would be unprecedented. Now, to be fair to Hillary Clinton, Donald Trump also has legal issues. He's currently being sued for fraud due to Trump University. But being sued for fraud in these for-profit sleazy colleges, look, it's different than actually being investigated for criminal wrongdoing. So these are two very different things. Being sued is one thing, being investigated for a potential felony or a misdemeanor is another. So this is very troubling. So the fact that Hillary Clinton, as well as the Democratic Party establishment, are actively pushing for someone who could potentially be indicted, it's completely negligent. And these are the same people who scare us about the big bad Republican boogeyman. They don't care about it, because if Hillary Clinton actually cared about the big bad Republican boogeyman, she'd drop out of the race. Everyone would endorse Bernie Sanders in the establishment instead, but we all know that this is about Hillary Clinton. This is about the deal that she set up with them because they want her to get in office so that way they can work in her administration. Hillary Clinton is running for narcissistic reasons. It's obvious. So it's absolutely unthinkable that she would even run for president and not drop out in the midst of a criminal investigation. I don't know what's going to happen. We don't know if Hillary Clinton will in fact be indicted. We don't even know if the FBI will recommend that she be indicted. But here's the thing, if you have even just a 1% chance that you will be indicted, you need to drop out. You should not be running for president. It's just wrong, it's negligent, and it shows that you don't really care about voters. But she could also be running for self-interested reasons, because if you are, or she's definitely running for self-interested reasons, who am I kidding? But if you're running, then you could get head of state immunity and pardon yourself. So I mean, that's one reason, who knows? We don't know. That's the thing, we don't know. But the point I'm trying to make is that I don't want to take a risk on Hillary Clinton. But here's what's obvious from James Comey's clarification here. Hillary Clinton is lying. She made up the word security review so that way her supporters will feel better. Because if there is any worry that she would be indicted, then obviously this will hurt her chances in the Democratic primary. They'd go with Bernie Sanders instead because, again, it's about electability to them, right? They've been voting for Hillary Clinton over Bernie because she's more electable, allegedly, but that's false. But wouldn't they opt for someone who would not be indicted? Well, of course they would. At least most logical people would. So Hillary Clinton has to lie and make up words so that way she can ameliorate the worry that her supporters rightfully should have or don't have. And furthermore, even DWS, Debbie Do Anything for Hillary Wasserman Schultz, has said that Hillary Clinton is not even the target of this investigation. Really? It's absolutely ridiculous. And the fact that Hillary Clinton is still in this race, it's really frustrating given the current situation. Again, I say it and I don't believe the words coming out of my mouth. she's being investigated by the FBI. Now, here's the last thing I want to say about this. If it is the case that the FBI recommends that she's indicted and Obama chooses to indict, or the Justice Department more specifically chooses to indict, Obama could pardon her, but who knows what's going to happen. If that's the case, if this actually comes to fruition, then just be ready, because it's not the case that the establishment will be like, well, it looks like we're going to have to settle for Bernie even though we don't like him. That's not going to be the case. They're going to try to push Joe Biden to us. I've said it before, an indictment for Hillary Clinton will actually be better for Joe Biden than it would be for Bernie Sanders. So we may have to protest. And I will include a petition that the same progressive has created to tell the Democratic Party that we will not accept Joe Biden. They will not be allowed to undermine the will of the party constituency. So we will protest. There will be mass protests in every city if it's the case that Joe Biden becomes the nominee, if Hillary Clinton is indicted. So be prepared to protest. But look, here's the thing. This clarification was needed because everyone who talks about this on the left is seen as just conspiratorial, and that's absolutely nonsense. It is the case that Hillary Clinton is being investigated, and yes, it's for criminal wrongdoing. We don't know what's going to be the result. We don't know if she's going to be able to get out of it, or if it will be conducive to a felony or a misdemeanor. But she is being investigated. That's the reality.